Welcome to DCam. We're going to take the first steps in helping you get started. Learning about the DCam software and how to use it will enable you in your efforts to help record documents so that they can be shared and stored digitally. This will help with document preservation and make records more readily available to the people who are searching for their ancestors. In this video, we're going to take a look at the DCam home screen, point out some key features available from the home screen, how to set language preferences, and finally, interface preferences. Let's take a look. When you turn on the computer, you should be able to access the DCam software by double-clicking the DCam icon, which should be on the desktop. When you click on the DCam icon, the application will open. Once the application opens, you will be directed to the home screen, which can be seen here. There are several important areas of the home screen which will be covered in the next portion of this video. This first area is for making, managing, and selecting projects, lists, or listings, and folders. The next area pertains to transferring and sending images captured to hard drives. This third area is where you can find configurations, preferences, and other settings. In this area in the top right is where user and project stats can be found. Finally, this area shows how much space is available and how much space is being used on the computer. We will also be referencing the window bar, the menu bar, and the footer bar. Now we'll go into a little more depth on the parts of the home screen. In the green area with the folder icon, the first part is Manage Projects, Listings, and Folders. You will click here to select and make folders where the images will be placed. You can also access this from the View tab in the menu bar, or from the Folders tab on the right side of the menu bar. You can also use the Control-M keyboard shortcut. The second option in the green folder area is Continue Imaging Folder. This will only appear clickable if there is a current open folder. If there is an open folder, it will show it here to the right. This also can be done through the menu bar by clicking View, Capture Images, or by using the Control-Insert keyboard shortcut. As we move down, we enter the brown area related to the hard drive. This first one, Process Data from Headquarters, will appear clickable when you attach a new hard drive at the beginning of the week. Again, there is a video to cover these steps. You can also access the Messages portion of the processing data from the menu bar by clicking File and Download Messages. The next option is Transfer Folders to External HD. This will only appear clickable if you have one or more folders that can be transferred to the hard drive, and if a hard drive is connected. You can also do this by using the Control-T keyboard shortcut. It also can be accessed from the menu bar by clicking View, Transfer Folders to External HD. You can also click on the Transfer tab on the right side of the menu bar, or you can click the external hard drive in the footer bar. Note that if you do not have a hard drive connected, it will tell you here. There is a video for transferring folders to the hard drive. The last part of the brown hard drive section is View Ship History, which will show you information about previously shipped hard drives. Now to the lower blue section with the image of a wrench. Configure Imaging Device is the first option. It can also be accessed from the menu bar, View, Imaging Device, Configure Imaging Device. It is here that you will calibrate the camera, or if you are so inclined, practice calibrating. There is a video all about calibration. The device calibration in the footer bar will show if the device has been calibrated. However, if changes have occurred in your environment, they won't reflect here. It is best to be aware of the status of your work environment and the DCam software. This tab shows the camera or device that is currently connected. If the correct camera doesn't show, you will need to connect it. You can do that by clicking on the tab and then selecting the correct device. The second option here is Move Folders. This should only be used to make room on the image drive. The folders will not be deleted, but rather moved to another part of the computer till it can be verified by headquarters. This is to make room and help the computer run more effectively. Ask your field supervisor if you have any questions about this. Preferences is the last option. You can also access preferences from the menu bar by clicking View and Preferences. We will cover this in more detail in the last section of this video. There are just a few more parts of the home screen to talk about. The Help tab is where you can go to access documentation about DCam. You can do much of your own troubleshooting here. It can also be useful if it is difficult to contact your field supervisor. The Home tab, located in the menu bar, will take you back here to the home screen. This can also be achieved by using the Ctrl-H keyboard shortcut, or through the View tab by clicking View, Home. Under the menu bar on the right side will show your name and ID number. If you are switching between camera operators, this is a quick place to confirm if the correct camera operator is selected. Finally, in the upper left-hand side of the window bar, you can see the DCam version you are using, and the current open folder information. The default language for DCam is English, but you may need to change it. Let's see how that is done. To change the displayed language, click on View from the menu bar, scroll down, click Language, and then choose the language you wish to use. The language options in this version are English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and Polish. If the DCam software is in a language you don't understand and you want to change it, but you are having difficulties navigating, you can press Alt-V to get the View tab drop down, then press L to display languages. You then should see the list of languages and select the language you need. Interface preferences, or preferences, was mentioned previously in the video. Let's look at it in more detail. As mentioned earlier, preferences can be accessed from the home screen at the bottom of the blue section with the wrench icon on it. Preferences is also available from the menu bar by clicking View, then scrolling down and clicking Preferences. Either way you choose to access it, the Preferences window will pop up. There are several tabs in the Preferences window, but these first ones are the ones you will use more frequently. You also might infrequently use others, such as sub-numbering. We will start at the top with Operator. In Operator, you will enter your operator number and name. Use both your first and last name. Once you have entered in your name and operator number, you should be able to access them from the area below labeled or select from this list. This will be more commonly used if you are regularly switching between operators. Device Setup is where you go to connect to the camera. In the selected device area, you can choose the camera from a drop-down menu. By checking the Show Simulated Devices, simulators will be available to use. Simulated devices are mainly useful for practicing. Lastly, in the camera orientation area, you can give all the images taken by the camera a certain rotation. This can be useful to always have the camera oriented to match your view of the capture board. If you are using a Nikon camera, 180 degrees is what you will likely select here. Later you will see that templates can be made giving an image a specific rotation. The next tab is the Capture Feedback feature, where you can adjust visual and audio settings for each time a new image is captured. Quality Check is where adjustments can be made to the quality parameters. Generally, this should remain on default, but some circumstances may require an adjustment. If you have questions or feel this needs to be changed, first ask your field supervisor. A change you may feel free to make is the type of warning sound. Image processing should be kept at defaults. If you have questions, ask your field supervisor. There should be no need to change the locality settings unless directed to by your field supervisor. Sub-numbering should be set for the purpose of attachments. Choose numerical or letter numbering. Logging should not be changed unless you are directed to do so by your field supervisor. Seeing how messages are sent with every hard drive, there should be little need to make much changes here in Messages Download. It isn't pertinent if you don't have an internet connection. With the last three, Import, Advanced Features, and Folder Cleanup, Don't make changes unless directed to do so by your field supervisor. That finishes up this video. Please take a look at the other DCam training videos. See you then!